A while back I decided to brew a new beer every week. I'd put together a recipe, brew it up, taste it a few weeks later, then put out a video. I did that every week for 99 weeks straight, and I called it the Homebrew Challenge, taking the Homebrew Challenge, and that became my thing. Hello, I'm Martin Keane, taking the Homebrew Challenge to brew 99 beers in 99 weeks. Now, with my 99th beer in the books, I wanted to share the story behind my challenge, crack open some of the beers I've been conditioning, and address what's next after my 99 beer challenge. Let's go. That's me 2 years ago. My big idea was to take a list of beer styles from the Beer Judge certification program and brew every one of them, from American light lager to Belgian dark strong ale and beyond. I already had all the gear I needed in my basement: an electric brew kettle, fermenters and draft beer taps. For each beer I'd research the style and come up with a recipe: which grains, hops and yeast to add, when to add them and at what temperature. Then I'd leave the beer to ferment for a few weeks, move it to a keg and find somebody to taste it with me. 99 weeks is a long time and things kept changing. I switched brewing systems 3 times, starting with the Blickman Brew Easy that made a little bit too much beer for my weekly needs, through to a Brow Supply Unibrow, and finally to a Clawhammer supply system, which I ended up using for the majority of my brew days. Things changed on the video production side too, especially the tasting set, which transitioned from an unconvincing fake brick wall blanket to some vinyl wooden flooring, and finally to peel and stick wallpaper. There was also the interruption of a global pandemic, meaning my weekly tasters changed from beer brewing friends and visiting family members to, well, mostly Lauren. And speaking of beer tasting, I kept several of my beers around to condition. Let's check in on how one of those came out. So, it's Norm from the comments section back again. Norm, you're one of my best reviewed tasters of the challenge. Sorry, Lauren, but... So, brought you back for this beer. This is a wheat wine.
Yeah.
And look, it's 7 months old. I'm going to let you do the honors.
Which I have never had. I have never had this style of beer, as far as I know.
Oh, good. It popped.
It still has some carbonation. Still has a wonderful head on it too. Look at that.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous. It really is. It's got a pretty caramel color, you know, tending toward a little bit of orange.
I think we need to try this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That is really, really wonderful. It's got a little bit of a toasty nature to it.
Yep. I'm just really sorry that I only bottled one, because this is way better now.
It's been a few months, I think or so, since we decided to let things go. Been hard on my heart, cause I second guess every decision. I guess I regret not giving it. I
first started home brewing 8 years ago using Brewer's Best extract kits. My buddies and I would crowd around the kitchen stove, throwing in goopy liquid malt extract and steeping grains. Some of the beers were really quite delicious and I was hooked. A home bar with draft beer taps followed, and soon I transitioned to all grain. I named my new brewery Saints and Devils, and before long I was checking in my soccer-themed homebrew creations on Untapped. In 2015 I enrolled in beer brewing evening classes at Wake Tech Community College. My instructor was Thomas Vincent, a head brewer at a local commercial brewery. As well as classroom lectures, we met with all sorts of people in the industry and even brewed our own class beer. Soon I'd started my own homebrewing YouTube channel called Homebrew How To. YouTube commenters were quick to point out that for a channel called How To, we sure made a lot of mistakes. So this is the part we screwed up last time.
That's gone bad. Such a build-up. That was supposed to be the main event. It's disgusting.
Every process error you can imagine of, we have first-hand experience of.
Maybe we should make Here's How Not To.
But, you know, I've learned a lot from the goof-ups, and to this day, I'm never shy to include the parts where I've screwed something up. One of my videos eventually found an audience, and it wasn't long until I rebranded the channel to the Homebrew Challenge and began my 99 beer journey.
Hi, and welcome to Lauren's takeover of Martin's Homebrew Challenge, where he's brewing 99 beers in 99 weeks. Let's make that 98, because I'm brewing this one.
So I think it's finally time to address this. We've had a lot of comments about who the heck you are.
Yeah, who am I?
You've been the neighbor, the friend,
Your wife.
my wife,
Yeah. So,
none of those things.
none of them. So this Martin, he's actually married to my mother. So I guess you'd call him my stepdad. I mean, been in my life for at least, like, I don't know, 25 years now, 20 years. So
Yeah, I think the confusion being that we're 14 years apart in age,
Yeah.
so it's just like this awkward age where people can't really figure out which generation
Right.
we belong in. But
right. But now the secret's out.
now
so.
you know. When we got halfway through the challenge, we talked about some of the beers that we'd enjoyed so far. So I'm about halfway through my homebrew challenge now, so I
Yeah.
thought it'd be kind of fun to look at some of the beers in the second half of the challenge. So
Okay.
what's one of the beers that you've really enjoyed drinking and being involved with?
Well, being involved and also drinking, of course, I really liked Lauren's Red IPA. I gotta say, it was great to be involved with it and actually making it, as well as drinking it. As far as the taste went, I liked the mouthfeel of it, so I really, really enjoyed that one.
So I brewed 50 beers in the second half of this challenge, and the one that I didn't brew, that's your favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very modest. I think one of my favorites, I mean, I've been so looking forward to this second half of the challenge because a lot of Belgian beers, and I love the Belgian styles. One of the Belgian Trappist styles that I hadn't tried really before very much, and I'd never made, was Trappist Single. And I really like Trappist Single. The thing I liked about that is you get all of those those wonderful Belgian flavors you get from that sort of Belgian yeast and that bready, malty backbone to it. But it's also like not super strong and gonna knock your head off. And we've done a lot of strong beers this second half of the challenge. And it's been kind of nice to have like a really easy drinking beer that still has some of those Belgian characteristics.
I agree, I did like that one too. Another one I really liked was the Berliner Weiss one. I liked the fact that we got the lactic acid out and I could make it more sour than it was. Yeah, it's a lot more soury. That's good though. Taste-wise, to start with, it was still good. It had a good pucker to it. It wasn't overly sour, but when I added that extra lactic into it, it was really good.
Okay, so back 1 year later to try.
Well, it's been a year.
It's been a year. Let's see what we get on aroma with
All right.
this beer.
The look is making me think it smells earthy, but I don't think it actually smells earthy. It just
Last time we thought sweet and bready, so it will be interesting to see if it has changed much.
for anybody who's a fan of maybe English breakfast food, this has a smell of sort of Marmite, which is a sort of yeast extract type thing. Oh god. Oh, it's so strong. I don't remember it being this strong
No,
last time. This is definitely stronger.
it has-
in flavour.
It has got a stronger, sharper flavour to me now than it had last year.
Yeah.
So I think with this one, if you liked the initial English barley wine, but you just wished it had a bit more of a strong, prominent flavour, then this one is worth aging because it will change character. I am at Atlantic Brew Supply with Todd. ABS has really been like behind the scenes of the Homebrew Challenge, like pretty much all the way, in that every month I'll like send you a list of ingredients that I want, and then I just show up and there's all these little bags of pre-measured, pre-milled ingredients, and then all the hops and the yeast, and I just literally take that home and brew it.
It's been great, and yes, Martin will email a shopping list for for his cycles that he's been going through on his Homebrew Challenge 99 beer effort, and I think it's worked out well.
Well, Todd, look, thank you so much. It has been an honor to work with Atlantic Brew Supply through all of this, and with you in particular, and you know, it's just helped me tremendously. And I just don't think there's any way I could have done this many beers in this period of time without having your support to do it.
Well, you're welcome, Martin, and we are in awe of your effort and your dedication to this and to the homebrewing hobby. And hopefully you've inspired some homebrewers out there to maybe undertake their mini challenge.
Do you like my shirt?
Looks familiar.
All right, Lauren, you ready to try some old ale? So it was a year ago that we sat here and we tasted old ale.
Yeah.
It's been sat in the keg that whole time. We thought it was a little bit sweet last time.
Yeah, malty and sweet.
So let's see what's happened now.
Okay. Oh, it's still as sweet as I remember it.
Do you know that hasn't changed?
No.
That's the same. That's the same beer. I mean, hard to remember exactly how it tasted a year ago, but it's malty with a good amount of sweetness in it still.
From what I remember, I think this tastes more evened out now though, because I feel like last time when we tried it, it was just kind of like it packed punch, and now I think it might have like mellowed out while still keeping its flavors.
I've been running all my days, and all my troubles have found a better way.
With 99 beers brewed and tasted, the question becomes, what's next? Well, look, I'm not quite ready to take another multi-year challenge just yet, but I'm not done either. I have got a huge list of beers I've been wanting to brew, and I'm going to be working my way through those. I'm going to be brewing every 2 weeks as opposed to every week, and then doing some fun non-brew day videos in the weeks where I'm not brewing. But weekly videos will resume, same time, same place, just after a little break. Look, I have to say a huge thank you to everybody who has joined me on this challenge, and I really did appreciate all the kind words after I finished beer number 99. You know, we've been through a lot together. Thank you for taking this journey with me.